In the name of Allah, the Gracious, the Merciful. All praise belongs to Allah, who has sent down the book to his servant and has not put therein any crookedness. He has made it a guardian, that it may give warning of a grievous chastisement from him, and that it may give the believers who do good deeds the glad tidings that they shall have a good reward, wherein they shall abide forever, and that it may warn those who say, Allah has taken unto himself a son. No knowledge have they thereof, nor had their fathers. Grievous is the word that comes from their mouths. They speak naught but a lie. So haply thou wilt grieve thyself to death for sorrow after them, if they believe not in this discourse. Verily, we have made all that is on the earth as an ornament for it, that we may try them as to which of them is best in conduct. And we shall make all that thereon a barren soil. Dost thou think that the people of the cave and the inscription were a wonder among our signs? When the young men betook themselves for refuge to the cave and said, Our Lord, bestow on us mercy from thyself and provide for us right guidance in our affair. So we sealed up their ears in the cave for a number of years. Then we raised them up that we might know which of the two parties would better reckon thee in time that they had tarried. We will relate to thee their story with truth. They were young men who believed in their Lord, and we increased them in guidance, and we strengthened their hearts when they stood up and said, Our Lord is the Lord of the heavens and the earth. Never shall we call upon any God beside him. Ill we did, we should indeed have uttered an enormity. These our people have taken for worship other gods beside him. Wherefore do they not bring a clear authority for them? And who is more unjust than he who invents a lie concerning Allah? And now when you have withdrawn from them, and from that which they worship beside Allah, then seek refuge in the cave. Your Lord will unfold for you his mercy, and will provide for you comfort in this affair of yours. And thou couldst see the sun as it rose move away from their cave on the right, and when it set, come away from them on the left, and they were in the spacious hollow thereof. This is among the signs of Allah. He whom Allah guides is rightly guided, but he whom he adjudges astray. For him thou wilt find no helper or guide. Thou mightest deem them awake whilst they are asleep, and we shall cause them to come over to the right and to the left, their dog stretching out his forelegs on the threshold. If thou hadst had a look at them, thou wouldst surely have turned away from them in fright, and wouldst surely have been filled with awe of them. And so we raised them up that they might question one another. One of them said, How long have you tarried? They said, We have tarried a day or part of a day. Others said, Your Lord knows best the time you have tarried. Now send one of you with these silver coins of yours to the city, and let him see which of its inhabitants has the purest food, and let him bring you provisions thereof. And let him be courteous, and let him not inform anyone about you. For, if they should come to know of you, they would stone you or make you return to their religion, and then will you never prosper. And thus did we disclose them to the people, that they might know that the promise of Allah was true, and that, as to the hour, there was no doubt about it. And remember the time when people disputed among themselves concerning them and said, Build over them a building. Their Lord knew them best. Those who won their point said, We will surely build a place of worship over them. Some say, They were 3, the 4th was their dog, and others say, They were 5, the 6th was their dog, guessing at random, and yet others say, They were 7, the 8th was their dog. Say, My Lord knows best their number. None knows them except a few. So argue not concerning them except with arguing that is overpowering, nor seek information about them from any one of them. And say not of anything, I'm going to do it tomorrow, unless Allah should will. And remember thy Lord when thou forgettest, and say, I hope my Lord will guide me to what is even nearer than this, to the right path. And they stayed in their cave 300 years, and added on memory, Say, Allah knows best how long they tarried. To him belong the secrets of the heavens and the earth. How seeing is he, and how hearing? They have no helper beside him, and he does not let anyone share in his government. And recite what has been revealed to thee of the book of thy Lord. There is none who can change his words, and thou wilt find no refuge beside him. And keep thyself attached to those who call on their Lord morning and evening, seeking his pleasure. And let not thy eyes pass beyond them, seeking the adornment of the life of the world. And obey not him whose heart we have made heedless of our remembrance, and who follows his evil inclinations, and his case exceeds all bounds. And say, It is the truth from your Lord. Wherefore let him who will believe, and let him who will disbelieve. Verily, we have prepared for the wrongdoers a fire whose flaming canopy shall enclose them. And if they cry for help, they will be helped with water like molten lead which will burn the faces. How dreadful the drink, and how evil is the fire as a resting place. Verily, those who believe and do good works, surely, we suffer not the reward of those who do good works to be lost. It is these who will have gardens of eternity beneath which streams shall flow. They will be adorned therein with bracelets of gold, and will wear green garments of fine silk and heavy brocade, reclining therein upon raised couches. How good the reward, and how excellent the place of rest. And set forth to them the parable of two men. One of them we provided with 2 gardens of grapes, and surrounded them with date palms, and between the 2 we placed cornfields. Each of the gardens yielded its fruit in abundance, and failed not the least therein. And in between the 2 we caused a stream to flow, and he had fruit in abundance. And he said to his companion, arguing boastfully with him, I am richer than thou in wealth, and stronger in respect of men. And he entered his garden while he was wronging his soul. He said, I do not think this will ever perish, and I do not think the hour will ever come. And even if I am ever brought back to my Lord, I shall surely find a better resort than this. His companion said to him while he was arguing with him, Dost thou disbelieve in him who created thee from dust, then from a sperm drop, then fashioned thee into a perfect man? But as for me, I believe that Allah alone is my Lord, and I will not associate anyone with my Lord. And why didst thou not say, when thou didst enter thy garden, only that which Allah wills comes to pass? There is no power save in Allah. If thou seest me as less than thee in riches and offspring, perhaps my Lord will give me something better than thy garden, and will send on it, thy garden, a thunderbolt from heaven so that it will become a bare, slippery ground. Or its water will become sunk in the earth so that thou wilt not be able to find it. And his fruit was actually destroyed, and he began to wring his hands for what he had spent on it, and it had all fallen down on its trellises. And he said, Would that I had not associated anyone with my Lord. And he had no party to help him against Allah, nor was he able to defend himself. In such a case, protection comes only from Allah, the True. He is the best in respect of reward, and the best in respect of consequence. And set forth to them the similitude of the life of this world. It is like the water which we send down from the sky, and the vegetation of the earth is mingled with it. And then it becomes dry grass broken into pieces which the winds scatter. And Allah has power over everything. Wealth and children are an ornament of the life of this world. But enduring good works are better in the sight of thy Lord in respect of immediate reward, and better in respect of future hope. And bethink of the day when we shall remove the mountains, and thou wilt see the nations of the earth march forth against one another, and we shall gather them together, and shall not leave any one of them behind. And they will be presented to thy Lord, standing in rows. Now have you come to us, as we created you at first? But you thought that we would fix no time for the fulfillment of our promise to you. And the book will be placed before them, and thou wilt see the guilty fearful of that which is therein. And they will say, Oh, woe to us! What kind of a book is this? It leaves out nothing small or great, but has recorded it. And they will find all that they did confronting them, and thy Lord does not wrong anyone. And remember the time when we said to the angels, Submit to Adam, and they all submitted except Iblis. He was one of the jinn, and he disobeyed the command of his Lord. Will you then take him and his offspring for friends instead of me while they are your enemies? Evil is the exchange for the wrongdoers. I did not make them witness the creation of the heavens and the earth, nor their own creation, nor could I take as helpers those who lead people astray. And remember the day when he will say, Call those whom you deem to be my partners. Then they will call on them, but they will not answer them, and we shall place a barrier between them. And the guilty shall see the fire and realize that they are going to fall therein, and they shall find no way of escape therefrom. And surely we have explained in various ways in this Qur'an, for the good of mankind, all kinds of similitudes, but of all things man is most contentious. And nothing hinders people from believing when the guidance comes to them, and from asking forgiveness of their Lord, except that they wait that there should happen to them the precedent of the ancients, or that punishment should come upon them face to face. And we send not the messengers, but as bearers of glad tidings and as warners. And those who disbelieve contend by means of falsehood, so that they may rebut the truth thereby. and they take my signs and what they are warned of only as a jest. And who is more unjust than he who is reminded of the signs of his Lord, but turns away from them and forgets what his hands have sent forward? Verily, we have placed veils over their hearts that they understand it not, and in their ears a deafness. And if thou call them to guidance, they will never accept it, and thy Lord is most forgiving, full of mercy. If he were to seize them for what they have earned, then surely he would have hastened the punishment for them. But they have an appointed time from which they will find no refuge, and these towns we destroyed them when they committed iniquities, and we appointed a fixed time for their destruction. And remember the time when Moses said to his young companion, I will not stop until I reach the junction of the two seas, or I will journey on for ages. But when they reached the place where the two seas met, they forgot their fish, and it made its way into the sea, going away swiftly. And when they had gone further, he said to his young companion, Bring us our morning meal. Surely we have suffered much fatigue on account of this journey of ours. He replied, Didst thou see when we betook ourselves to the rock for rest, and I forgot the fish, and none but Satan caused me to forget to mention it to thee? It took its way into the sea in a marvelous manner. He said, That is what we have been seeking. So they both returned, retracing their footsteps. Then found they one of our servants upon whom we had bestowed our mercy, and whom we had taught knowledge from ourselves. Moses said to him, May I follow thee on condition that thou teach me of the guidance which thou hast been taught? He replied, Thou canst not keep company with me in patience, and how canst thou be patient about things the knowledge of which thou comprehendest not? He said, Thou wilt find me, if Allah please, patient, and I shall not disobey any command of thine. He said, Well, if thou wouldst follow me, then ask me no questions about anything till I myself speak to thee concerning it. So they both set out till, when they embarked in a boat, he staved it in. Moses said, Hast thou staved it in to drown those who are in it? Surely thou hast done an evil thing. He replied, Did I not tell thee that thou wouldst not be able to keep company with me in patience? Moses said, Take me not to task at my forgetting, and be not hard on me for this lapse of mine. So they journeyed on till, when they met a young boy, he slew him. Moses said, Hast thou slain an innocent person without his having slain anyone? Surely thou hast done a hideous thing. He replied, Did I not tell thee that thou wouldst not be able to keep company with me in patience? Moses said, If I ask thee concerning anything after this, keep me not in thy company, for then thou shalt have got sufficient excuse from me. So they went on till, when they came to the people of a town, they asked its people for food, but they refused to make them their guests. And they found therein a wall which was about to fall, and he repaired it. Moses said, If thou hadst desired, thou couldst have taken payment for it. He said, This is the parting of ways between me and thee. I will now tell thee the meaning of that which thou wast not able to bear with patience. As for the boat, it belonged to certain poor people who worked on the sea, and I desired to damage it, for there was behind them a king who seized every boat by force. And as for the youth, his parents were believers, and we feared lest he should cause them trouble through rebellion and disbelief. So we desired that their Lord should give them in exchange a child better than him in purity and closer filial affection. And as for the wall, it belonged to 2 orphan boys in the town, and beneath it was a treasure belonging to them. And their father had been a righteous man, so thy Lord desired that they should reach their age of full strength and take out their treasure, as a mercy from thy Lord. And I did it not of my own accord. This is the explanation of that which thou wast not able to bear, with patience. And they asked thee about Dhul Qarnayn. Say, I will certainly recite to you something of his story. We established him in the earth and gave him the means to accomplish everything. Then he followed a certain way, until when he reached the setting of the sun, he found it setting in a pool of murky water, and near it he found a people. We said, O Dhul Qarnayn, either punish them or treat them with kindness. He said, As for him who does wrong, we shall certainly punish him. Then shall he be brought back to his Lord, who will punish him with a dreadful punishment. But as for him who believes and acts righteously, he will have a good reward, and we shall speak to him easy words of our command. Then indeed he followed another way, until, when he reached the rising of the sun, he found it rising on a people for whom we had made no shelter against it. Thus indeed it was. Verily, we encompassed with our knowledge all that was with him. Then he followed another way, until when he reached the place between the 2 mountains, he found beneath them a people who would scarcely understand a word. They said, O Dul Kamain, verily, Gog and Magog are creating disorder in the earth. Shall we then pay thee tribute on condition that thou set up a barrier between us and them? He replied, The power with which my Lord has endowed me about this is better, but you may help me with physical strength. I will set up between you and them a rampart. Bring me blocks of iron. They did so till, when he had leveled up the space between the two mountainsides, he said, Now blow with your bellows. They blew till, when he had made it red as fire, he said, Bring me molten copper that I may pour it thereon. So they, Gog and Magog, were not able to scale it, nor were they able to dig through it. Thereupon he said, This is a mercy from my Lord. But when the promise of my Lord shall come to pass, he will break it into pieces. And the promise of my Lord is certainly true. And on that day we shall leave some of them to surge against others, and the trumpet will be blown. Then shall we gather them all together, and on that day we shall present hell, face to face, to the disbelievers whose eyes were under a veil so as not to heed my warning, and they could not even hear. Do the disbelievers think that they can take my servants as protectors instead of me? Surely we have prepared hell as an entertainment for the disbelievers, and say, Shall we tell you of those who are the greatest losers in respect of their works? Those whose labor is all lost in search after things pertaining to the life of this world, and they think that they are doing good works. Those are they who disbelieve in the signs of their Lord and in the meeting with him. So their works are vain, and on the day of resurrection we shall give them no weight. That is their reward, hell, because they disbelieved and made a jest of my signs and my messengers. Surely those who believe and do good deeds will have gardens of paradise for an abode, wherein they will abide. They will not desire any change therefrom. Say, if the ocean became ink for the words of my Lord, surely the ocean would be exhausted before the words of my Lord came to an end, even though we brought the like thereof as further help. Say, I am only a man like yourselves, but I have received the revelation that your God is only one God. So let him who hopes to meet his Lord do good deeds, and let him join no one in the worship of his Lord.